So good morning students, everyone. Welcome for the CA final FR classes. So we'll start with the classes as and when we proceed further, I'll tell you about this particular thing. Okay, so how the questions are going to come, like whatever it is. So before I proceed, I would like to start with the quotation of Buddha because I like quotations very much in my life, because that gives me a lot of energy, a lot of motivation whenever I am in both good times and bad times. So I thought, okay, for FR I should start with this quotation of Buddha. Okay, Buddha says, believe nothing, no matter where you read it. Who has said it? Not even if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. Now I want to give this message to you. Don't trust people. Okay, trust me. And you're sitting here, you're trusting me. I understand it. But don't blindly trust anyone. Followed, no? Okay, whatever I tell, don't blindly trust it. See whether it makes sense to you, whatever I am telling you. Don't blindly trust institute. See what they are trying to communicate. Followed, no? See, the moment you figure out everything with your reason, common sense, then you feel empowered. Nobody can defeat you by that. Followed, no? Yes. So what is critical thinking? I would like to have your critical thinking here. Open up your minds here. You may have a lot of problems, including me. But I wish all these problems will be outside. When we are sitting here, we are in the present. We enjoy it. Okay, we discuss, we think, we open up our mind. Followed, no? This is a very beautiful subject. I want you to do that. So what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is ability to engage in reflective and independent thinking. So when you're sitting here in front of me, I wish you do one independent thinking. You ask, question, reason. You say, does it make sense to you? It is an ability to make a reason. Reason means your common sense. Does it mix to your common sense? Because you are a professional. You are already a professional by now. You will become an official professional in coming days. So that time you need to be very strong in your reasons. So instead of active, and how that critical thinking comes, no? By becoming an active learner rather than passive receiver of information. I will share a lot of facts to you. I will teach you a lot of procedures. But you have come here, as far as I believe, for a conceptual understanding. For this, no, you have to participate. You have to question. Okay, you have to think in a different ways. And that makes you very powerful actually. Okay, which you will feel as we proceed further. And in next 20 days, you need to get a confidence over this subject. Because we will touch difficult things first. That's my policy right from the beginning. Touch difficult things first. We'll start with the difficult things. You see whether you are going to you have to get a hold. What is that? You see that. You have to get a hold over it. And then we'll proceed into the easy thing, which you will never feel that, okay, you ask me, or are we done with the FR? Or is it FR only this much? Then stop, sir. We will do self-study. Now, what is the syllabus for you under the new scheme? So you have got, see, introduction to general purpose financial statement and introduction to index, the first chapter. So they have discussed about the applicability of the index, which we will discuss later. Okay, these are all theoretical things. We will not touch this right now. And then there is a schedule 2. Previously, this was part of your audit. In audit syllabus, this was sitting. Division 2, schedule 3. Okay, now they have given here. So we have to go through. It was there here in FR also. So this is what we will start with. Then you have got the conceptual framework. We will discuss this later also. And then comes with the application of index. Okay, so now we see that there is a 10 to 15% weightage for this particular thing. And Institute has said very clearly it will be plus or minus 5%, not exceeding that. That means minimum 5 marks they are going to ask you. Maximum 20 marks they may ask you from you. So they have told you very clearly, and understand. First understand the scope. That's very important for you. Then you have got 115. If you ask me, my favorite standard among all the standard, 115. But generally people don't like it. Why? You like, have you, okay, first of all, you have come across Indies, you have done Indies. Somewhere, okay, you might have come across Indies. See, 115 people don't like it because it's theoretical. 80% theory. I'm a theory guy. I like it theory. Okay, but that's why we will keep it later. I understood. So I should go with the students, what they like. But it's very important because this on standalone basis, this will 5 to 10 marks it's going to come. And there is no attempt where there was no question on this. So we have to focus on this. Then there are very important part called the assets and liabilities part, which is very easy, not that difficult. Interesting, 15 to 25% is going to come from here. Then you have got certain other aspects like impacting the financial statement, disclosures in the financial statement, and India's government grant, agriculture and all. This is also 15 to 20%. Certain things are theoretical, certain things are practical here. Beautiful. Which we are going to start first, called the financial instrument. Again, there are no single attempt. In May 2018, the new syllabus started with this. Previously, there was no Indias. And from past 11 attempts, we have become very rich now, and you are going to learn at the cost of other people. So I'm going to show you so many examination questions, how they will ask you, what they were going to do. Okay, and this is the most important, friends, this particular thing. This is what we will start with. Then comes another beautiful thing called the consolidation, which you have got a flavor in your inter only. You had no? Consolidation was there, right? We will learn that, how to do that, what is the concept, what is the logic behind it. And then there are other things, okay, 2 things have been added. Intermediate, your loving subject was there called EIS. So they did an injustice by removing that EIS. And those certain things they are given here only in the finals. Anyhow, 1 chapter here, ethics is there. Okay, these are all theoretical. We will discuss. And I will take you through certain sequence, okay. We will mix the standards now. I will take you in such a way that you get one interconnection, because when you see certain subject, it becomes easy because you have already learned certain things. Now, if I look into the summary, no, I find these are the major chapters like consolidation and the business combination, financial instrument, revenue recognition, assets and liabilities, analysis and other standards. So I can say that this should be there in your mind. Out of these 2 things we are going to study last, because it is the mixture of everything, but at no cost you should have any element of doubt with this. Whether it is going to come for the exam or not, that is a secondary story. But the confidence, no, that you should feel. Okay, I know this in and out. You ask me anything, I will tell. Now, there is something called a skill weightage. Have you come across this? Skill-wise weightage. In the institute has given in their website. Okay, we will discuss about that. And before that, learning comes from where? What type of learnings are there? There are primarily 2 types of learnings. See, always learning begins with the fact, which I am going to tell. Now, first of all, who I am? What do you think? Who I am? Do I look like a teacher? Look like a teacher? Okay, that is one thing. But I believe myself to be more like a marriage broker. Okay, so I want to connect you with the subject. I have already married the subject. I have seen the beauty of this subject. So beautiful. So my job is to connect you. And once you start loving this subject, no, then actually there is no need of me. Because you understand it. You get more about it. But for this, importantly, you have to work out. And everything starts with the fact. Now, there are 2 types of learning called a procedural learning and a conceptual learning. Now, what is this procedural learning? Procedural learning is, I will give you certain fact and I will teach you how to solve that problem. That's the procedural learning. You practice it, you learn it. If in examination they will ask you, you will do it and you will master that. Then there is something called a conceptual learning. What is conceptual learning? People say, no, in the new syllabus, all concepts only. You have to learn concepts. What do you mean by conceptual learning? Conceptual learning means I will take one concept from somewhere else. I will integrate it. I will fix it here. Then I will ask you, can you solve this? If you say yes, it is a sign of intelligence. It means it is a sign of understanding. See, this procedure you can rote learn. Rote learning means do it. You don't understand only what it is. They will ask you, you will do it. Fantastic. Once upon up to 10th standard, I was like that. Didn't understood single sentence because I moved from Kannada to English medium. I remember there were 4 pages, how sun is born, how star is born or something, 4 pages. From top up to end, I used to give. If you ask me in the examination, within 10-15 minutes, I'll write all 4 pages. But if you ask me, what did you understood? Or if they twist that, I really don't know. Why? Because my all learning was procedural. Followed, no? Now, what is conceptual? Conceptual means, see, it is very important, students. For a conceptual learning, procedural learning is a very must. Fact is a very must. Memory is a very fundamental, because unless you remember the facts, unless you remember the procedure, how the concepts are going to work out, Baba? I don't know why people are out there telling memory, they want to memorize it, all the, Baba, that is very fun. That is our business, no? Because memorization makes us more creative. So every definitions you have to memorize now in FR also. Why? Because the more you remember, more you can integrate actually. And if you don't remember, don't get into that trap. Oh, concepts comes only if you remember, no. If you don't remember, from where you speak about the concept. Concepts is the intelligence, the sign of intelligence. Then I will twist the question. I will say, can you solve this? Okay. Followed, no? You are very clear. So we have to learn procedure. You have to practice procedures. I will tell you certain techniques of practice, but more importantly, at the same time, we have to understand about the concepts, so that it's like a plug and play. I will teach you certain set of concepts, set of procedures. Then I will interchange. It's like a plug and play, you understood, no? Just take it, fix it, you create one toy, you take those, make one house, you take those. That confidence you need to get. Then we say your learning is a very conceptual learning. And for this, you need to feel that simplicity, students. I'm telling you, subject is simple actually. Now, let us go into the skill assessment. Okay, can you guess how much will be the procedural thing in the examination? How much is the conceptual? Do you have any guess? In ICA examination, it's a mixture, okay? I have observed it from past 5 years, I have observed it. The question paper, what they set is so beautiful. It's such a mixture, I cannot set that. I don't understand also what they are doing. Institute has been appreciated by the Supreme Court for the question paper, what they are going to set. Now, if you look into the question paper pattern, they have told actually, they have not hidden it anything. They said, look, we will ask you 3 levels. We have classified all the questions into 3 categories. Actually, there are 5 categories, level 1 to level 5 internationally. But our ICA is telling it there are level 3 because they have mixed level 1 and 2 and they call it level 1. It's called comprehension and knowledge. Second is called analysis and application. And third is evaluation and synthesis. Followed, no? See, this is the weightage they have told you. Like different subjects will have different weightage. For example, if you talk about auditing, you have got 20 to 35% comprehension and knowledge. They will ask your memory. If you look into FR, 15 to 15, 5 to 15%. So it will change from subject to subject. Now they said, look, 60 to 85%. I'm going to ask you about application. Application is a sign of intelligence. Memory, knowledge is procedure. You know it, you do it. Application means you should be knowing that, how to change it in a different circumstance, how you should use it. Now, 10 to 15, they are talking next level advice as a professional there. They say that, look, Baba, you are a CA final student at this point of time. I don't expect you to be a very expert there, sit and advise there. We want that. But we will give weightage of only 10 to 25%. I don't expect more than that from you. But at this point of time, I am going to expect 60 to 85%. You should be in a position to apply one concept in a different circumstance. Okay, is there a base for it? So what I did, no? Okay, what is this? They have discussed, they have told you very clearly. Comprehension means what, application means what, synthesis means what. And they have used a different illustrative verbs. We'll talk about this. Now, is it applicable really in the exam or simply they have told in somewhere in the website? Let me take any examination question paper, You find the verbs. You find the verbs. Dangerous word called and. Followed, no? See, each of the verb has got a different meaning. So it's very important. And okay, from the old syllabus to new syllabus, what is the change? You have any idea? From old syllabus to new syllabus, old means just previous, this is new scheme, no? There are around 32 questions which are added from in the new study material. Followed, no? These 32 questions are not brand new questions that it was never there, suddenly came. In fact, most of the test your knowledge questions are same. Illustration numbers are same. So it doesn't make any difference for anyone. It's the same previous test your knowledge questions, same previous test your knowledge question right now also. 32 questions are added new, but they are not new questions. They are already RTP and MTP questions. Followed, no? Then one change I observed it. Previously, they used to give what is the accounting treatment. They never used to tell the verbs in the exam study material question. This time they have added same question, everything is same. Discuss what is the accounting treatment. So it's going to change everything, huh? Because what you need to answer depends upon what verbs they have asked. If they say analyze, then you have to write something there, theory you need to hide. Because see, our one challenge is the FR, not with other, because in AFM, your theory is separate, no headache only. They ask you analyze, one line you write, you get full marks, because it is only 1 mark. Audit, what I can say, such a beautiful subject. So, you say theory, it is theory. You say practical, it is most practical. Followed, no? So, there is no distinction I need to make because I have to write the theory only. But when it comes to FR, no? FR theories are somewhere 30% to 35%. But those theories are not separate. On a standalone basis, you can get 5 to 10 mark theory. On a standalone, one straight away theory question. But rest of the theory questions are sitting here like discuss the nature of relationship. And you discuss calculate the accounts. That means the calculation requires certain discussions there. Followed, no? So you need to get that skills. Huh? You need to be very clear about what to write. By looking at the verb, you should be able to understand. See, this is my past, up to January 21, I have seen that. Based on the verbs, whatever they have used. I've seen how many such questions they have done the category. What they said is right. If you see level 2 questions are the majority of the questions. Where they will ask you the concept, they mix it. They will mix certain things and they will ask you more than, and one more thing is level 1, level 2 includes level 1. Huh? That means memory is a basic for level 2. I'll show you. See, this is my analysis. And if you see there are theories are sitting, it's a theory based calculation, theory plus calculation, it's the only theory. See, very few, only theory. So we have to understand that distinction. Otherwise, simply we are going to lose marks, despite knowing, not writing. Why? Because we have not understood the verb there. We have not understood the expectation of the examiner, what they want to, what they are asking from us. In fact, we wanted to show something about us and we are writing something different on there. Papa, communication problem, no. See, learning will, there are 3 things I always love to say. One thing is called understanding. Understanding doesn't require any language. I can teach in Konkani. I can teach in Hindi. I can teach in sign language. I can teach in any language. Understanding same. Does it make any difference in the understanding? Because it is the same, no. What is happening in the nature I am going to explain. Intelligence. Second is application. Application requires your intelligence from your side. Again, understanding also you need it. You need to understand certain things. You have to apply it. Application also doesn't require any language, friends, because you can think in your mother tongue. You can think, what can happen, how I can do this. If somebody is from English, they can think in English, somebody can think in Hindi. But your biggest challenge comes where, is communication. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show it. I'll ask you one question. You will tell me the correct answer. I'll say, write it. Then ask, sir, how to write? Where to start with? That's your biggest problem. So what you need to develop here in our class now is the communication language. You need to learn how should I come, whatever I know, whatever I can apply, how should I communicate to an evaluator who doesn't know me? They should know by looking, see, my answer is a document actually, it's an official document. And when I'm writing an official document, I should meet their expectation, no? Otherwise, see, word is very ruthless, Baba, I'm telling you. Word is really ruthless. If your accuracy is not there in your work, they are going to reject it. It's the same thing. You go to join an employment. If you don't work accurately, employer is going to reject you. So always focus on the accuracy part. So what is the meaning of these verbs? Institute told in SCMP, right now they have come with the new thing also, in the new syllabus thing also they have told. They explained every verb here. Evaluate means what, advise means what, recommend means what. We will go as and when we discuss, we will do it. In the problem only we will discuss. Right now we will not get into it because it becomes so much theoretical. I don't want to put so many things in your mind. So application level, solve means what, prepare means what. Okay, and one note they have given, they said, look, when I say level 2, level 1 is already part of level 2. That means memory is a very fundamental up to all the levels. In fact, which I never observed it. You have observed? Have you read this? First page. In any of the, every subject you see there is one learning outcome. What is the meaning of that? You know that? What is the meaning of that? This is scope, students. Understand. Please go and understand it. See what they said, look, after institute is communicating to you, look, after you finish this chapter, any chapter, you are expected to define financial assets, financial liability, equity. That's it. That means define comes as a level 1, L1, which test your knowledge. That means they will never ask you to analyze. That means more than definition, you need not learn about it. They say that because learning outcome defines what you should learn. They say examine the scope of financial instrument. What should be included, what should not be included. That's it. More than that, they don't want you to learn at this point of time because you are a student, Baba. You are a kid actually. You're not a full-fledged professional. It takes another 5 years for you. At this time, I cannot expect you to sit and advise and all with the financial instrument because word is really complex out there. Followed, no? So after you finish my chapters, go back, open your study material and see, have you understood, covered this? I will not say cover everything because there is something called a disclosure and all. Hardly 1 or 2 questions has come in the past 11 attempts. So I am not going to cover any disclosure. This is more an exam oriented type, I can say. Because taking knowledge wise, okay, I am going to give you a base now. You will be able to understand things better now. Then you take it forward, no. You get a base from me. You get a foundation from me. Then you take it forward. You learn everything. But let us first focus on what is important to us. What is our priority? Followed, no? You did not learn everything, Baba. Understand. But what you learn everything. Learn in depth. So it is very important we have to prioritize, and my priority is the study material. So study material questions I am going to cover, every study material question. Examples I am going to cover, illustrations I am going to cover, and if those questions have appeared in the past RTP and MTP examination question in the different patterns, I will show you that also. We will discuss that also. But if there is any question in past RTP, MTP, which is today nowhere related to the concepts or it is very remote, I am not going to discuss it. Instead, I will give you as a separate attachment. After you learn what I teach you in the class, this particular book, if time is left, okay, learn something which is very remote. May come, I don't say may not come, but that probability is only 5%, only 5 to 10 marks it may come, but 90% of the things which can come for the exam is what I'm going to give you. Get a hold. That's why it's very simple. It's a very small thing what I'm going to give you. You want to explore more, please explore. That's what I told you. Don't blindly trust me. Go back and open your study material and see what I have taught, what I have not taught. But before opening the study material, get the confidence over what I have taught. That you can do. Get a hold over it. This side, that side, top, bottom, inside. You should be knowing that. Yes. So what I'm going to give you is one practical book, this question bank. Solutions I'll give you in the form of a PDF. Theory, question and answer, because this time I have split that. All the question, no? Because I told you, there are certain theoretical questions. There are theory, majority, 10% practical. Pure problems. This question is pure problems. And there are some majority practical, some theory. That also included here. So this theory, I will give you with the question and answer, which is again highly probable in the examination only. If it is not probable, then I will give you one more PDF for self-study. It is for your academic interest. Till now, questions have never been asked from that. So, we will not focus on that. And then concept book I am going to give you, but not now. These two things I will give you later because it is under process. And the other RTP, MTP question, this is your second priority. Very beautiful concept. You will love it. But if I start solving it, you will feel afraid. Is this so difficult? FR. So that's why do it later. Okay. So we'll first start discussing about what is financial reporting. What is financial reporting? Yeah, I want interaction, student. You only promise, no? We'll interact, right? What is financial reporting? What is financial reporting? Please see, we are a very small group here. No hesitation. See, if you hesitate and sit, our time is going to run. I will speak. One day we'll finish. Then I don't think so we'll get this type of opportunity again. For me, it's a great opportunity that I am sitting in front of you. For you, it's a great opportunity that I am sitting in front of you. Followed, no? Oh, sorry, first thing I same thought. Like you are sitting in front of me, for me, it's a great opportunity. So let us use this opportunity for limited time. Let us be here in this room. Let our mind be here in this room. And let us discuss lot many things. That's I wish for. Rather than giving you fact, no, I want to give you perspectives. Yes, what is financial reporting? Simple accounts. Accounts. We give one beautiful word there, but what is financial accounting? Now, where did this accounting start? When the accounting must have started? Do you guess? Have any idea when the accounting must have started? Okay, we'll travel in the time, okay, time machine. So accounting started 20,000 years back with the identification of one. People started to observe numbers in the nature because there was no mathematics, no 20,000 years back. Then they realized, okay, I am one, you are one, tree is one, water bottle is one, calculator is one. It's very easy, no? One is a very easy number, right? And 20,000 years back, 2 by 2, or 20,000, maybe 5,000 years back, if I ask somebody, what is 2 by 2? Today, a third standard student will answer me, 2 by 2 is 4. The simple basic thing they didn't knew. Because there's how many numbers? Max to max 10 number. 1, 2, 3, because 10 fingers, no? They were very limited and their balance sheet would have looked like this. If they're 20,000 years back, we would have prepared a balance sheet. Correct, no? Balance sheet is not telling only. Why? Because one leg is missing. This is a missing leg. Then what happened? Somebody again identified the numbers 20,000 years back. 1. 8,000 years back, agriculture started, barter system happened, concept of money came. Initially, the first form of money was barley, not even coins and all, rupees. At least what happened, no, we were able to get a better picture of the balance sheet instead of pictures. Okay, somebody will come, what is your wealth? Look, I have got 1 axe, I have got 10 apples. Instead of that, what we were able to do is, see, it was a long journey, students, for us. And are we not fortunate that we are not born at that time, we are born at this time, where we are sitting and talking on the concepts, which is universally acceptable? We should appreciate that, actually. Time of our birth, we should appreciate. Even you would have born 8,000 years back, no, I would have been teaching a balance sheet like this. Okay, 10 barley of bag, barley is equal to this thing. How much headache? Can you imagine this balance sheet? Chalo, then what happened? No, barley was converted into rupee. Very great relief for us, to humanity. Great invention. Do you know what is this? Can you guess? Egypt, yeah, Egyptians invented this. What must be this? This is 10 lakhs. See, today 10 lakhs is universally we know. But once upon a time, this is 1 lakh. So if you have to write one balance sheet and say 1 lakh bag, no? Can you put 1 lakh like this? Because we were in that system, no? 1. Then we understood that if I have to express 1 lakh bags, I cannot fill my balance sheet with 1 like this, go on. So what I did, no? I invented a picture of 1 bird and 1 mongoose. Bird and mongoose represents 1 lakh. And the guy who is praying, no? This symbol represents 10 lakh. Now my balance sheet, can you imagine the balance sheet? Imagine the balance sheet is filled with the different type of symbols, students. Very complicated, huh? Complicated? And we are the first people, do you know? We are the first people who invented writing. If our profession was not there, accountants were not there, writing would not have come, or maybe it might have come after 1000 years. Why we invented writing? Because we could not remember. Accounting requires a documentation. Why? Because you cannot remember the accounting transactions. So 5000 years back, the writing started. Then Romans were universal at that time. So what did the Romans do? No, all they spread their Romans. You studied, no, third standard, fourth standard, fifth standard Roman numbers. See, Romans were very powerful at that time. What they did? No, they took their education, their symbols to Africa, everywhere. Now imagine a balance sheet, no, from the symbols, from the bags, from the numbers, it got turned out into this. Easy? Better. But if you have to write today, you have to work with the Roman number. You would have told, I will not take commerce only. Correct, no? Can you tell me what is the total of the balance sheet? So much, no? And if I come with the $1 trillion economy and all, I don't know, balance sheet is going to blast, no? Then comes, therefore, biggest challenge with every big number, big symbol there. So came the breakthrough. In India, we invented zero. These numbers were there. This is called a decimal system. Now, we were, if you look into our history, we were connected with the Persia, Arabs. You must be knowing, no? We in our history and all, Persia is connected to us. Now, they used to come to us and they took this, again, numeric system, and it is called, and they modified it. Certain things, that's called intelligence, that's called a blending. That's why today we call it Indo-Arabic number system, which is universal. Now, who made it universal? It was a very beautiful system, students. It is a mixture, two cultures mixed two things, and they came with a beautiful thing. See, at that time, there was one guy in Italy called Fibonacci. He's a mathematician. He was nowhere connected up to 1500 until Vasco da Gama came India. Europeans had got no connection to India. It was only Persians. Through Persia, somebody has to reach India. After Vasco da Gama discovered the route, no, then Europe got connected. This guy was in Europe. He went to Persia. He learned, oh, there is a beautiful system. So in the year 800 years back, he wrote one book called the Liber Abbasi, and he took this number and told, Arey Baba, scrap your system. What you are doing here? You look there, no. Such a beautiful numbering system is there. Why don't you use this numbering system? So came a beautiful balance sheet. See, it is a so small balance sheet, Baba. So small balance sheet. Look in terms of this, look in terms of symbols. But still there was one missing point. It was not tallying. Now, who helped us? Again, one more guy from Italy called Luca Pacioli. He came with the concept of debit and credit and laid the foundation. See, students, going forward in FR, whatever we are going to discuss today, you will see, sir, ask me, sir, what is this? Luca Pacioli also may come and ask me, what is this? I will tell you, I have got an answer. But ultimately, we are talking about journal entry. And I told you, no, which language I am taking the class? What is our language? When I have to, you know, their language in English, language in Hindi. My language of FR is journal entries. Journal entries. You have to understand everything from a point of journal entries. If you are not clear, please ask me the journal entry. And I am going to ask you journal entry. You have to be good at journal entries. No compromise there. Because that is the foundation. No? So this is considered as a merchant language. Then it was started to spread across. Okay, there was diverse accounting practices across the globe. So that's why we call it accounting concepts and conventions, because different places, different practices. And one more thing I want to tell you right now only, our accounts, what we are going to do FR, no, it's not a rocket science. Huh? If I open and show you the FR, what is that called, question paper, at the top they have written any assumptions you are giving, you have to write clearly. This and the IDT is the only two papers where they said very specifically, all your assumptions have to be written. That means one answer, one question I can answer in different ways by making different assumptions if the question is silent. Followed, no? That's why there are different concepts came. Okay, accounting concepts, convention. Later, after 1950s, 1980s, globalization started to happen. Different countries had different practices. That is why we call it I gap, India's gap, US gap. But people were not able to understand. So in 1973, one effort was done to set up one committee called the International Accounting Standards Committee. And in 2007, they decided, let us take everybody in single accounting language. And in 2015, yes, India and all other countries also, from in a phased manner, they converged into INDES. There are only 5 countries in the world, 5 to 6 countries, who didn't adopt IFRS as it is. We are one among them. We called ourselves INDES. Rest all the countries, no, Kenya, they adopted IFRS as it is. Uganda, I have adopted IFRS as it is. But we didn't adopt because we are the first largest accounting body in the world now. We have got our own resources. We can do R&D. What is applicable, what is not applicable. That's why we have got carve in, carve out. We will discuss that later. See, today students, if I am talking to one Chinese guy, I don't understand. It's very difficult for me to communicate with the Chinese guy, correct? Because I am talking in English, he is replying me in Chinese language. But I can talk in India's, he can reply me in Chinese AS. Our language is same. Today, again, you are very much fortunate to be born at this point of time. After convergence, see, your profile is global profile, students. Any country you go, you understand accounting very well. Today, you are learning one language of the world, business language of the world. That means accounting, what happens in India versus Japan versus Croatia, Mongolia is not different. In fact, I also can try teaching other places. Maybe I can go to Mongolia and teach the students there. Same, no? Same accounts. So, when your journey of account started? I started in the first year of PUC. It went. See, from the first year of PUC, when you are a kid into accounts, from then, did you miss this account subject anytime in your lifetime? From first year PUC till your final CA final, either one subject is there, one subject is not there. Costing and tax comes only in the second year BCom. Business studies first year you find, second year don't find. Law you find somewhere third year. Different. But accounts is the only one subject. Right from the PUC till your final you find. This is the only one subject which is the first paper in the final. This was the only one subject for us where there was no choice actually. Today they are compassionate enough. In CA final FR they are giving you choice. Out of 6 you have to write 5. For us there was no choice for FR. Other paper, yeah, they had a choice. Understood, no? See, that is the importance given to this subject. Why? Because this subject is going to become part of our personality. So once you are going to clear CA, you are called in the society as a chartered accountant. So it's going to become part of your personality. So appreciate this subject. Okay, so you are going to, this last one leg is left now. Take it very seriously, understand, get into it. Okay, marry this subject. Of course, all the subjects. Okay, and they do this. Okay, so Index is not just for exam. I should not tell the student, but I'm just telling you. One of the students sent me one message. Okay, because now you are come here with the intention of exam. I understand it. I appreciate it. That's why 50% I'm giving importance to exam. See, that guy said that yesterday he attended one interview and one of the Big Four's partner himself took the interview. So many questions on 109 and 115 they were asking because that is their favorite. And he said, okay, he was almost answering correctly, it seems, whatever they were asking. Yeah, they asked certain things, some basics only. And finally he asked, okay, who taught you? It was an honor for me. That's why, like, it was, see, money is fine, that's there. But this is no, you feel you are putting a lot of efforts into something and you are getting rewarded. When this type of comments, no, I was really happy that day. In fact, I felt whatever efforts I have put for so many years, at least something got rewarded for time being. So I wish students understand it very well because after exam, you are going to face interview questions on these subjects. So don't look into only procedural thing. Look into conceptual. And concepts comes with questioning. Okay, now last part. Transaction is the starting point for accounts. No transaction, no accounting. Correct, no? Now, if the transaction happens at a market terms, I am telling you, it's the same, the accounting is same as your first year PUC accounting. No difference at all. In fact, look up SUD also says, okay, I can also do this accounting today under Index. It's the same, Baba, there is nothing. Followed, no? Which I am going to prove it. If the transaction happens at a market term, there is no difference in what you have learnt versus what you're going to do, versus what lookup SQL you will do. But if the transaction is at off market term, which is today, manipulation has become a norm now today, normal, right? If somebody is not manipulating, means that itself becomes an abnormal, like cesarean section. Once upon a time, cesarean, normal birth was normal. Cesarean means abnormal. Today's day, cesarean has become normal. Normal has become, how did normal happen? Like that, manipulation has become a norm today. So if it is off market term, then Ind AS is going to show its real face. Do you want to see the face of Ind AS? Interested to show? See? This is Ind AS. This is Ind AS. I'm telling you. You want to see financial instrument? How it looks like? This is financial instrument. This is consolidation. Terrible students for somebody to understand. Because I realized, I felt when I started my journey, because I never did study Ind AS, because for me accounting standard at that time. In 2017, I started to learn. My first impression when I was learning, this was my first impression. It was like a ghost for me. But we should not stop. Actually, it's just to make us afraid. It's only a mask, students. And if we remove this mask, you know what we find? This is real face. Followed, no? Now, this is what I want you to do. See, in the dark, when there is a lot of darkness, we need a lamp, no? Who is our lamp? Journal. I want to stick to that again. Journal entry is our lamp. Just figure out a journal entry, because the journal entry will tell you everything. Measurement principles, recognition principles. Okay, students, so this is all about the starting. So I hope you will appreciate going forward.